Let's hear what you have to say.
You hear what I have to say?
Cameras
Pontificate?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, just really excited about 2019. Coming off an incredible summer. We're able to win the gold medal in the World University Games. Unique experience, one that I think our players and staff will remember for a long time. And, have the opportunity to represent the United States is something very few people get to do. So to have that opportunity is very humbling and I think made a big impact on our team. We really have a kind of a unique situation. We were still recruiting players well into the summer last year, and to kind of bring them all together, 7 new guys, and assimilate a team quickly and deal with some injuries to a couple good players that we were counting on. I just was really proud of the way our guys put it all together. And I like this team. I think there's a difference sometimes when you have so many new players, 7 new players, half your roster's new. The young guys come in with this youthful exuberance and enthusiasm, but then your older guys, our 2 grad transfers and our 2 other transfers, this is their first time to be at Clemson, and so they all want to put their best foot forward. I think they're excited about a new opportunity, and when you get guys like that, they're usually very coachable. They want to listen, they want to do well, they're trying to please, and so everything you're teaching, every time you're talking, it's new, and so there's an enthusiasm and excitement level with every meeting, and I think we saw that in Italy, and it's continued here. Our guys really like each other. They, I think we're probably void a little bit of maybe a preseason superstar like we've had, whether it's Marquise Reed or Jerron Blossom Game or Dante Grantham, some guys that we thought would be all-conference players their senior year. But I think we have very good depth. I think we're still kind of in a wait-and-see situation here with our roster, but we took 11 guys that played regularly in Italy, and we subbed them in and out frequently, sometimes in 5s, sometimes in 2s, sometimes in 3s, but everybody played, and everybody played unselfishly and played together, and that enthusiasm and energy was certainly apparent in the way we played. Our guys do an incredible job of sharing the basketball, and they've been really fun to coach because they're excited to be coached every day. And so I really, it's a little bit of a difficult situation because we don't exactly know who's going to be available and when all year. But I love the way this team works every day and the energy level they bring. And while we don't have maybe a superstar player right now, I think we have a couple guys that are going to emerge into really good players. Amir Sims, John Newman, I think, are 2 guys that played exceptionally well in Italy and feel like those guys are going to play well for us this season. And then we have a lot of other guys that are good players and capable of doing big things for us. And so the depth, I think if we can get our numbers back, our depth can be a real strength. And I think one thing we learned from Italy is we've kind of changed the way we're playing a little bit. We picked up more went back to picking up more full court, a little more pressure defense. We feel like we have good athleticism and length, and so we can do a little bit more of that and have the depth to play in the full court. And then offensively, with Amir as a 5-man, we're a little bit smaller, but I think we've opened the basket area up. We have 3-point shooting and spacing to try to get layups and get into the paint in different ways. So it's been a fun way to kind of coach. It's been a really good group to be around and work with every day, and we're really excited about this year.
Is Amir playing at 5 something that's going to carry over into the season, and what does he kind of bring to that position?
Yeah, he's first of all, Amir has always been a guy that has been very mature. He's a guy we've kind of groomed to be a big leader. I think he has as good a leadership potential as anybody that we've coached in a while, probably similar to Dante Grantham. He's a very mature guy. He's very bright. He has a presence about him, and he's a good player. And he can shoot the 3. It's something we started working with him when he first came to campus, It's slowly been getting better and better. I think he now is extremely confident shooting the ball from three. Obviously, that opens the court up for other guys to slash to the basket, for us to get back cuts and layups. And we really are putting the ball in his hands more now, and he's going to have the ball at the top of the key, being a passer and facilitator for others. We trust him, and I think he's a highly skilled guy that, he's not going to have the size advantage that some other guys are going to have, but he's a very good basketball player and decision maker, and we want to build on that with him.
Brad, how much of a game changer, let's say, was Italy in the sense that your expectations of what this team could achieve?
Yeah, I think it confirmed what I wanted to do stylistically with play. I thought this team would be able to pick up and pressure, and I hope that Nick Honor and Alamir Dawes and Chase Hunter would all be athletic players like a John Newman, that we could get up the court, guard the ball hard, disrupt early, and that was part of how we played. And so it kind of confirmed that, and then it also confirmed what I knew we were going to do this year, which was move Amir to the 5, open the court up and try to play a little differently. So really what Italy did was just, validate what I've been thinking about for the beginning of the season. And so it gave us a little bit of teaching time. It certainly gave us some game experience to watch guys play together. But again, I really like what we saw, and there's no question that experience really helped us.
From an injury standpoint, do you have an update on Clyde?
Yeah, they're both doing well. I would tell you that I think both are ahead of schedule. At one time we were hopeful to get Jonathan by the end of December. We're hopeful maybe it'll be the beginning of December. Everything still has to go well. It's the beginning of October, so he's still got another couple months of good rehab to have, but he's done exceptionally well. Clyde is doing well also. His injury occurred 5 weeks later, I think, and so I think we were hopeful for maybe the end of January, and now we're looking maybe beginning of January if things go well. He's a little bit further behind, so it's harder to predict those kinds of things, but their attitudes are both great. The doctors and Brad Crow and Mike Bewley, our strength coach and trainer, and those guys have done a phenomenal job, and the kids have really approached it the right way. And so, I think we have to all be careful, like expecting that, like just because they come back, that they're not going to be back like the player that they probably were right before they got hurt. There's going to be an adjustment period that it's going to take some time to get used to, those were very difficult times for us. You're counting on two guys that are very good players, older players, experienced guys on an inexperienced team, and you kind of lose them, and now you gotta bounce back, and they have to bounce back personally first, and so that's as big a challenge as any, is the mental part of it.
I think some people. How important is it for guys like Tevin Mack to step into some of those roles, like you're talking about, with filling in some of the?
Yeah, it is. There's no question. We went out and got 2 grad transfers, Tevin Mack and Curran Scott. We had no seniors coming back. Playing with freshmen in this league is not usually a recipe for success. You need some older guys that have been through it. Tevin's a young man that I've known since he was 17 years old, and recruited him for a good while. And so I knew of his ability, his talent. I think this is a great opportunity for him to come back to the place where he's from, South Carolina, and really have a big senior year. He's a guy that can make shots, he can score. We need that. He's has to learn another system. It's kind of his third system, so there's a lot that goes into it. He's got to fit in with a younger team, but he's done a good job. And I really like how unselfish he's been. He's surprised me a little bit with, how unselfish he's been. In one of the games in Italy, we were up 1 with 11 seconds to go and got a rebound and reversed it around, and he had a chance to shoot a ball to ice the game, and he made a 1 more pass to Nick Honor, who made the 3, who was even more open, and that was a huge play. And I thought a very unselfish play for a guy who's a 5th year trying to produce, as people all want. He's here for his numbers and all that. Tevin hasn't been like that. He's been very coachable. He's worked hard defensively, and he's fit in. Curran is another guy that we saw as a guy who could come in and play a couple positions for us, bring some experience, bring some more 3-point shooting, and he's done a good job of adjusting. So I'm really glad we added those guys. I think they're their maturity level is something we're going to need desperately when we get to ACC play.
I think some people might look at that non-conference schedule and see you're not playing Ohio State or Florida like in years past, but you add 2 more ACC games, including the opener against Virginia Tech, Florida State in December. What are your thoughts about the schedule?
I like the schedule. I think it's you don't have much flexibility anymore. We just keep adding games. When I first was the coach here, we were playing 16. Then we went to 18. Now we're at 20. So once that happens, you're going to lose some big-time non-conference games. You're not going to have as many. It's just no way to fill your home schedule the way you want to. And then you also need some opportunities to play at home, so you're not traveling around all over the place. But I like it. We've got South Carolina, who's Frank's going to have a great team, I think, this year. I know he's very excited about them. Minnesota, coming off an NCAA tournament, a lot of momentum in their program. TCU and Colorado are 2, highly successful programs. Out west, those will be big-time games. Colgate is an NCAA tournament team that we play the first week. We decided to play 3 games the first week with football on Saturday. We kind of have an ACC game to start the season. We kind of want to wake people up that, hey, basketball's here, and so we've got Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, 3 games, and hopefully get some fans out to see this new group of guys play. So I really like the way it's shaped out. We do have a lot of games early, and we'll need a couple weeks at some point in that late November, December time to kind of make some adjustments and get ready for ACC play as well.
With Tevin, have you talked to him at all about kind of why it didn't work out at past places and the maturity?
A little bit, but what's happened in the past, we don't need to go there and do all that. He needs to start fresh. I think as much as anything, it's about him looking forward, being optimistic, him understanding we believe in him, have confidence in him, and we're glad he's here. And he's got a role to play. He's got a big responsibility with a young team. But we just want him to come with consistent energy, effort, attitude every day. And if he does that, we're going to be fine. And I think he's going to do that. We don't need him to, when he scores, he scores. If he has a bad shooting night, we need to make sure he does other things to help this team win.
I assume
Kayvon